What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Fornever News! So in today's episode, we got some stories to talk about. For starters, we got the author of Toriko making a grand return to Shonen Jump. It's been a while since Toriko ended in the magazine, but he is seemingly returning, and to be honest with you, there is a little bit of backlash from some fans, but we will get into that. We got a preview and all sorts of stuff for that particular series. We also got an update on the promised Neverland. A lot of people have been wondering, yo, what's going on with the anime? I got an air date on that. We finally got an update for what's to come with the Promised Neverland anime with Season 2. I also got a small update on Fire Force Season 2. I got a manga and just small update for the Black Clover manga as well. And a bonus story that was not in the original recording or filming of this video, this Fornever News episode. We got some huge news regarding 3 franchise. I think there's like technically what 4 or 5, but 3 that we mainly talk about here on the channel, including Bleach, Boruto, and Black Clover, and they are hitting some huge things out the park, which is great for all 3 franchises. In particular, you're not gonna believe that Bleach 8 years after its end of its run, what it's doing. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We got some extra stuff incoming for the Jujutsu Kaisen manga. I got a story, which is not much of a story, but I just had to talk about it. A small trailer was released for Chainsaw Man, and oh my gosh, it looks freaking insane. We got a really funny story about the Prime Minister of Japan talking about Demon Slayer and referencing Demon Slayer. The Prime Minister, fam, that's freaking huge, and just another testament to the daily or weekly or bi-daily freaking stories of Demon Slayer's smashing success. And we got a small update on some new manga and the sales and how they're not doing too well. But yeah, that's what we got on the agenda today. Let's jump into another exciting episode of Fornever News! The only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. And we don't bore you. We get into the shits. Let's do it!
I say we gon' do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move.
That's how it be, though. Okay, people, so for starters, let's start off with the story regarding the author of Toriko returning. Let's read. Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro, mangaka of Toriko, will be starting a new series in Weekly Shonen Jump. The series will be called Build King, and it'll be in issue 50, and we even got a little bit of a preview image for it. And I'll be honest with you, from the image we see, like, one of the characters kind of looks like Komatsu, but it doesn't look like the muscular look that Toriko had. Like, the other main character looks like a shrunken down, skinnier version of like a Toriko-esque type of character, but I'm curious to see how this is going to do. Notoriously, Toriko had a massive push. Like, they really wanted to make Toriko a success. They had it with Toei Animation. They had countless crossovers with One Piece. They had an anime crossover with Dragon Ball and One Piece. Like, that is, if that doesn't tell you that they wanted this to succeed, nothing will. But there's been a little bit of a backlash for the Toriko author, and for Shonen Jump in particular, because quite some years ago, there was a bit of controversy regarding the author of Toriko. He got caught up in some legal issues, and they're saying, a lot of the fandom, that basically, how come is it that they're allowing him to make a return, but they did what they did to the author of Act Age. I'm not really going to dive into the charges just because it's some kind of gross shit that he did, allegedly, but yeah, there's a pushback because people are saying you're allowing the author of Toriko to return, and yeah, even allowed him to return with Toriko for that matter, but the author of Act Age has been shunned from the magazine, and they erased damn near the history of Act Age. So it's going to be interesting to see how that performs when it comes out, but at the very least, it seems as though he's going with a different approach than Toriko. This doesn't look like it's all muscular and muscle bound or anything like that, so we gotta wait and see. I mean, from everything that I heard, and I read, like, I want to say about 100 something chapters, 150 chapters of Toriko, and I watched like 50 episodes of the anime, and everybody said even after that it gets better and better, so maybe this will be a gem, who knows. Next up, we got an update finally for the Promised Neverland Season 2 anime. Y'all know that the manga wrapped up recently, a few months back now at this point, and we got the live action coming out in December. here's the info. The Promised Neverland Season 2 will begin airing on January 7th, 2021. So it seems as though the winter season is already starting to look mighty fine. We got Attack on Titan coming in December, and then January we begin again with The Promised Neverland. I'm just really curious how they're going to do this, because the manga, again, has ended. So are they going to just try and adapt the entirety of the story in these episodes? How many episodes are we going to get? I mean, it took a long freaking time for us to get this next season. I think it was, 2019? It's almost 2 years. And granted, yeah, I know the pandemic had something to do with it, but it's been a while, so I'm interested to see how they're going to approach this. Again, will it be 12? Will it be 24? They're going to adapt the whole story, or we're going to get a season 3 at some given point? Time will tell, I guess. Next up, here's an interesting story regarding the Prime Minister of Japan bringing up Demon Slayer. Let's read. Prime Minister Suga quotes Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba in National Diet. Suga said, "I will respond with total concentration breathing in reply to opposition party." Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga quoted the popular Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba series at a House of Representatives Budget Committee in the National Diet on Monday, according to an Asahi Shimbun report. Suga said, "I will respond with total concentrating breathing in reply to a question from the opposition party." A viral clip has been circulating on Twitter, capturing the moment Suga uttered the line. The context for the exchange was the question posed by Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan member Kenji Ada, who remarked that he and Suga once worked together but are now political opponents. He asked whether Suga was just as surprised at this development as he was. After making the Demon Slayer quote, Suga replied candidly, "I never thought I would take this seat. I thought it would be the opposite. That's what I was thinking when I invited you to the Liberal Democratic Party. I never dreamed that we would be standing at these positions debating in the Diet." So Demon Slayer has worked. I mean, let's keep it real. If you seen anything in the last 4 years regarding politics and stuff, just think back to when Hillary Clinton said, "Pokemon, go to the polls and vote." This is basically politicians pandering in a way, because Demon Slayer is a godlike crushing fucking force in Japan right now. So he's just bringing it in terms of that regard. I mean, maybe he is a big fan, who knows? But to be honest with you, that just seems like some typical politician pandering. Like, Demon Slayer is breaking all sorts of records, is the biggest thing in Japan right now. Let me make a quick reference to it according to the script that they gave me. Okay, people, so the big news regarding what I talked about earlier, again in this insertion that wasn't in the original filming of this episode, regarding Bleach, Black Clover, and Boruto. Let's read this. TV Tokyo rankings for the first half of this fiscal year. Top anime franchises by total sales / revenue. Number 5, Black Clover. Black Clover, I've been telling you guys time and time again that the thing that is the saving grace of the Black Clover franchise is not the manga, it's not the manga sales, it is hands down the anime and the success that the anime has had, because for it to still be a top 5 franchise, despite the fact that the manga sales aren't doing great, and it's wild, because like with series like Boruto and Black Clover, for example, like most people regard those anime as like, oh, they're not the best adaptations at all. Like, they could have been done so much better. We could have got seasonal, whatever. But for whatever reason in Japan, I think due to the younger demographic that watches them, they do phenomenally well. So major congrats to Black Clover coming in at number 5 in terms of top anime franchises. Now, number 4, Bleach. And Bleach, its manga wrapped up almost 5 years ago now, over 4 years ago. Its anime been done since 2012, 8 years ago, almost 9 years. Like, the fact that Bleach is doing that great, when that anime comes back, what's about to go down, 1,000-Year Blood War. And it's interesting though regarding Bleach in terms of, because this is the top anime franchises. We also have top anime franchises by gross profit / margin. So the ones that made them the actual money, like these made money, but they got to distribute it and all that stuff. So what did they actually take? We will get into that after this, because then number 3, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's to be expected. Number 2, Naruto. The franchise Naruto, not Boruto. It's not including Boruto. Naruto in particular. Number 2. That is Naruto. Like, Naruto manga has been over for what? It's been 6 years now, 5 or 6 years, basically. Like, it's been ridiculous. Yeah, 6 years. November makes 6 freaking years since the Naruto manga ended. The Shippuden anime has been over for at least like 3 years, because they switched over to Boruto. So Naruto number 2. Yo, big three doing big numbers. And then number one, you're gonna shit yourself right now. Number one, Boruto. Boruto is over Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, Bleach, and Black Clover. This is why they don't care about changing the formula that they've been working with the Boruto anime. Because look at what it's doing. It's their top anime franchise for TV Tokyo. Like, they're not changing shit when it comes to that. But then let's look at the top anime franchises by gross profit / margin. Because at number 5, Yu-Gi-Oh, cool. Number 4, Black Clover. So Black Clover, they must have did a sweet deal for it to be like number 5 in what they, have made overall, but then what they actually profited is number 4 over Yu-Gi-Oh. So that's really dope for Black Clover. Again, huge stuff. That is what's keeping Black Clover going all this time. Again, despite the fact that the manga isn't selling the greatest. Number 3, Pokemon. It's Pokemon. And number 2, Naruto. Number 1, Boruto. Boruto, this is why they don't care. Like, this is why the manga, even though it's not selling well, they're gonna keep on dragging it along with the anime, because as long as the anime continues to be the major success that it is over there in Japan, they don't care. It's like, whatever, we still making mad bread, we caking out. Like, Boruto is the number 1 most profited thing for TV Tokyo. You think they give a fuck if the manga is flopping? You think they give a fuck to change the formula that they got going on right now to cater to us, that, the older demographic that aren't even supporting the manga to begin with? This is freaking insane. Their press release from earlier, also from the earnings report from the anime rights / licensing division, showed the company's overall proportions of cumulative sales from April to September. Overseas accounted for 76% of the total sales, while domestic only contributed 24%. So basically, our support is what helps these things out. So if you think like, why am I gonna buy? Like, no, you buying a volume of Black Clover, you buying a volume of Boruto, a volume of Naruto, a volume of Bleach, or anything that you do to support the official merchandise and stuff that comes out for it, you are being a big help, because 76% of this comes from us, the people outside of Japan. That is awesome. That is crazy. Yo, shout outs again to Boruto, Naruto, Bleach, and Black Clover. All like, yo, Black Clover gets shitted on. Success. Bleach gets, like, not even just shitted on. It's been 8 years since the anime's over, and it's still doing numbers. Imagine what that 1,000 of Blood War is going to be. Although I will say this. Bleach, for it being number 4 in the top anime franchises of how much money it made, and not even being in the top 5 for the gross or the profit that they made, shows that that's probably why we don't get that much Bleach video games and stuff like that. They must have signed some horrible contracts that don't allow them to maximize profits, and that's probably one of the big reasons why they don't really care about putting out Bleach stuff like that, because they're not going to make that much money, so why invest that much time and shit like that. That's one of the things I could think of why Bleach doesn't get that much love or treatment in a positive way from Jump and Shueisha. But again, either way, congrats to those franchises. Huge stuff. Okay, so next up, a little bit of Fire Force news. We got a new promo image for, I believe it's the next half of the anime of season 2. Let's read. Fire Force TV anime uncovers new visual for upcoming second round in Nether. Fire Force Company 8 is headed back down into the Nether in the upcoming Operation Nether Investigation arc, this time with the help of Maki's older brother. To get fans fired up for the upcoming arc, the official Twitter account released a brand new visual for the TV anime series. The voice actors for Takagi, as well as the first platoon chief of Company 2, was also revealed, alongside screenshots from Fire Force Season 2. Voicing the Tokyo Army First Lieutenant Takagi Oze is Josuke Higashika from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable, voice actor Yuki Ono, while the Company 2 First Platoon Chief Hajiki is Guido Mista, JoJo Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, voice actor Kosuke Toriyumi. I noticed that they've been getting very big name actors to Fire Force. Maybe they're using their celebrity power to like boost the popularity, or try to boost the popularity of Fire Force. And the visual we got looks sick as hell. Like, Fire Force, you cannot deny that. It looks gorgeous. They've been pulling out all the stops to make sure that this is a success, and it looks great. Like, they as far as aesthetics wise, and of course, the original material is great too, but aesthetics wise, they make sure the art looks great, the promo images look great, they get big name voice actors from characters that you know and recognize and shit. Like, shout outs to Fire Force. I need to catch up. I'm almost done with season 1, so I'm pretty behind, but this shit looks hype. So next up, some quick Jujutsu Kaisen manga news. Jujutsu Kaisen will be getting an extra gag side story in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 50, which which I'm not surprised. Jujutsu Kaisen is already feeling that impact of a massive blow up. The manga has been doing 300,000, 400,000 back issue sales, including the latest volume and shit like that. So they're going to start massively pumping shit out for Jujutsu Kaisen. We're gonna get stickers, they're gonna have condoms, all sorts of Jujutsu Kaisen shit is coming because it is blowing up. Okay, next up, some Black Clover news. For starters, Black Clover just got the cover of Weekly Shonen Jump, and I know that's not the biggest deal in the world, but it looks sick and I love it. As much as I talk about Black Clover and what the success is looking like, shout outs to it getting the cover. And yeah, we got an update that it says Black Clover will be on break for issue number 50 and it will resume in issue number 51. So basically next week there won't be any Black Clover, which is a bummer. It's like, yo, here's the color, cover page for you guys, and then next week no Black Clover. But I expected it at this point because like I've been keeping track of like, okay, usually My Hero gets a break and then Black Clover gets a break. They've been keeping it almost exactly 20 chapters apart from each other. So yeah, that's to be expected. And One Piece just had its break, so bummer. But Tabata been going in and we've been getting some awesome stuff. So yeah, do what you gotta do. Okay, so next up, just a quick story. Chainsaw Man, they just released a fire trailer for the manga, and I'm just like, yo, even though they've been saying it's ending and it's going into the climax and all that shit, it's really bizarre the way this is all going. This has to be something to do with the author having control and saying, yo, I want to end it now or something, because it is doing incredible numbers wise. It is doing on the same trajectory as Jujutsu Kaisen. You could argue even better than Jujutsu Kaisen was at the point that it's at right now. They put out this banging ass trailer for the manga. It was just phenomenal. Like a lot of hard work into that, and it looks great, and it's a great idea into how twisted Chainsaw Man is. It even got a really awesome lead color page in the magazine, so I'm kind of baffled at them ending it. Again, it has to be the author decided, and again, respects to the author for wanting to end it, but man, really epic trailer. I mean, just like the demonstration of this series is like, yeah, it's twisted. And lastly, a bit of unfortunate news for the upcoming new manga that were released. Their volumes, they're not doing too well. Here it is, the first day of Shoseki for November volumes. An interesting start for almost all volumes, which we'll have to keep checking to see if they drop or not in the ranks over the upcoming days. These are just the rankings of where they placed on the sales chart. We don't have the numbers yet, but taking a look at it is like, okay, Haikyuu doing well with its, I believe that's the final volume. Chainsaw Man number 3 doing well deserved. Dr. Stone doing well, number 4. But then one of the new series, Magu-chan, debuting at number 40. From what everybody's saying, they're saying that that's not too bad. Of course, it would be better if it was a little higher, but that's not too bad. Yozakura Family, I want to say that's a series that's been around for a while. 43, that doesn't sound good for a series that's been around for a while. Then another new series that a lot of people say I was a bit harsh on, but Me and Roboko, its first volume at number 44. Again, that doesn't sound great for a series that's just coming out. And then this one is like, I'm very saddened to hear, because I haven't checked it out yet, to be honest with you. I read like maybe half of the first chapter, and I just, at the time that it came out, due to everything that was going on in the world, I wasn't really interested in like a series about a cop and shit. But the new series from the author of Beelzebub, its first volume debut at number 63. Ouch, that is kind of low for a new manga. I don't know what the sales are as of right now, but ranking wise, 63. That's not good at all. It could be bad news for the veteran author from Beelzebub. Like, if this doesn't pick up very soon in the rankings and all that shit, they might give it the axe. And Bone Collection, there's obviously a reason why. I think that one got canceled, if I'm not mistaken, and if not, it's going to get canceled. 223 for volume 2. Yeah, that is absolutely horrible. So yeah, new manga and Jump not looking too good, and it's a shame, because like Chainsaw Man is on its way out despite its enormous success. I mean, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, but 2020 has taken so many manga. The Promised Neverland ended, Demon Slayer ended, like a lot of giants in Jump have ended and are ending right now. So it's like, yeah, you want some of these to pop off, because if not, like, Jujutsu Kaisen can't hold the manga up by itself, and back orders of Demon Slayer eventually, it's got to die out at some point, right? And not to mention One Piece ain't selling like it used to, so I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, some of the new stuff in Jump just ain't cutting the mustard. But I'm curious what you guys thought about all the stories we covered today. Are you bummed about Black Clover going on break next issue? I always say, hey, if it benefits the author, he can get it together, you know, regroup and shit like that, so be it. Are you excited for the Jujutsu Kaisen upcoming extra gag manga? I'm never a fan of stuff like that, to be honest with you. Like, I might check it out. I was like, hey, let me see if there's anything to it, but there's an upcoming extra gag chapter in the next issue of Jump. Fire Force anime, are you hyped based off that promo and what's going on with that? Are you looking forward to the new work from the author of Toriko? Again, it looks like it could be cool. I might give it a shot. I'll be honest with you, the last thing that the author of Toriko that he did that I was actually into, and it was a comedy one, was Chingiri. It was about like some dog looking dude that was a YouTuber that he was really, really strong and very, very good at pinching nipples. Your thoughts on that Chainsaw Man trailer? Oh, Chainsaw Man, I love it so much. Why does it have to end? Did you get a chuckle out of the Prime Minister of Japan referencing Demon Slayer? Like, yo, politicians will pander at any fucking cost. And your thoughts on the story we covered regarding the Bleach anime, Black Clover anime, the Naruto, Boruto series, like, your thoughts on their success? Again, how do you attribute how Bleach is doing that? Again, 8 years after we haven't had shit for the series, or even 4 years after the manga, like, almost 5. That's crazy. You hyped for the Promised Neverland Season 2? Again, January 7th. I'm looking forward to that, to be honest with you. It's been a while. And the land of Gracefield is like, okay, let's check out what's happening here. And yeah, are you bummed about the manga, the new volumes from Jump series kind of tanking at the very least for a few of them? And your overall thoughts of any of the stories we talked about in today's episode. That's all I have for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links are in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day, peace in, and you guys just watched another episode of Fornever News. Have an awesome day.
It's nights like